Hello and welcome to this session in which we will discuss the Worker Compensation Program. The Worker Compensation Program is operated at a state level, not federal level, and the purpose of it is to assist employees in obtaining compensation, some sort of a compensation for what? For injuries they experienced, they sustained during their employment. That's very important. So you were injured at the job. Now the majority of the states, they ask you to participate as an employer. It's mandatory. In the majority of the states, the participation is mandatory. It means the employer will have to have a program that's going to protect their employees. And under this program, employers are held liable for employee injuries regardless of who was at fault. The employee may not be at fault, or the employee is at fault. It doesn't really matter. The critical criteria for a claim, an injury, is that the injury happened while the employee were performing their job-related duties. That's all what it takes for the workers' compensation insurance to kick in. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com. Farhat Accounting Lectures is a supplemental educational tool that's going to help you with your CPA exam preparation as well as your accounting courses. My CPA material is aligned with your CPA review course such as Becker, Roger, Wiley, Gleam, Miles. My accounting courses are aligned with your accounting courses, broken down by chapter and topics. My resources consist of lectures, multiple choice questions, true-false questions, as well as exercises. Go ahead, start your free trial today. So who can participate in this program? Well, the rule is that most employers, there are certain exceptions, regardless of the industry or size, are required to participate in this program. Why? Because you want to protect the employees, to ensure broad coverage for employee in various sectors. Are there certain sectors that are exemptions? And the answer is yes. What are they? Agricultural workers, often exempt due to the nature of their work. 2. Domestic workers, those who work in home setting like housekeepers or nanny, may not be covered. Casual workers, this include temporary, someone hired for a short-term office project. Public employees, government employees, because they are covered under another program. Independent contractor, they are not employees. They provide their own insurance. And this is one of the factors to determine whether a person is an employee or a contractor, is to look if they have workers' compensation through their own self or they rely on that company. Also, there's a small business exceptions. In some state, it provides exemption for small business or very small businesses, typically those with fewer than 3 or 4 employees. This is often due to the lower risk and administrative burden involved with a smaller workforce. Now, who funds the program? Every program, when there's a payout, there must be a pay-in. Someone should pay into this program. Well, guess what? Employers. Employers fund workers' compensation by purchasing insurance. It's basically you're buying insurance in case one of your employee is injured. This can be purchased from a state-operated fund or through private insurance company. Nevertheless, it's insurance. Now, companies, they can opt out. Option for self-insurance. What is self-insurance? Self-insurance means I am not going to pay insurance. If something happened, I will deal with it. I will pay the injury. I will pay for all the compensation from my own pocket. My own means the company's pocket, the company's cash account. In some states, employers with sufficient financial resources can opt to self-insure. This means they handle and pay workers' compensation claim out of their own funds rather than paying premium to some insurance policy. Now, obviously, the company will have to kind of analyze the pros and the cons, whether we should participate or not. However, if you choose not to participate in a non-mandatory states, it means the state don't ask you to participate mandatorily. There's like, if you want to participate, it's optional. If you don't want to, that's up to you. You can self-insure yourself. However, if you opt for that, guess what's going to happen? If the employer in these states opts out, they cannot use certain defenses if they are sued by the injured employee. So they lose certain defenses. Contributory negligence. Arguing that the employee's own negligence and contributed to that injury, they can no longer argue that. Also, claiming that the employee knew and accepted the risk associated with that job, that's out. Blaming the injury on the action of a coworker, out. So they cannot argue those in a court. And also, the risk is, unlike workers' compensation, which set benefit to a certain limit, set benefits up to an amount. Court-awarded damages in a lawsuit, so if you want to self-insure yourself, can be significantly higher and are not restricted to the level established under workers' compensation system. So your losses could be a lot. So if you want to self-insure, you must have deep pocket and it must be worth it. Is the amount of the insurance premium that the company pay is deductible? Of course it is. It's part of operating a business. You need insurance. Employers who pay for workers' compensation can treat these payments as ordinary business expenses. This means the cost of the premium that they pay every month or every year can be deducted from their taxable income, and as a result, lowering their taxable income. Now bear in mind, since the employer don't pay anything, there are no employee deductions. Employees, on the other hand, do not pay workers' compensation insurance directly. It's an employer-funded program. Therefore, employees do not have the option to claim a tax deduction for this premium, since this is not an expense that they incur. Now, how about the benefit that they receive? Look at the workers' compensation lecture for that. When they receive it, is it taxable or not? Look at that lecture. So what's the benefit of having a workers' compensation program? Is any injury or disease, including the aggravation of pre-existing condition. For example, if someone has a back pain, now it's aggravated, that occur as a result of the employee work is covered. So you want to cover those injuries. And this could include both physical and occupational diseases. So what does it pay for? Well, the benefit ranges from income loss. So if you lost your income, compensation for wages because you can't work, now they pay you for these wages. If God forbid you become disabled, payment for long-term impairment or inability to work. Loss of limbs and cost of prosthetic devices are covered. Also, medical services, payment for all medical treatment related to the work injury or illness is covered. Burial cost in the unfortunate event of death, the program covers that. Survivor benefit, well, financial support for dependent of workers who dies as a result of the job-related injury or illness. And this is basically an insurance program. What does that mean? It means you don't get exactly what you paid in. It's an insurance program. Worker compensation function like any other insurance program, where benefit provided could be more than what you contributed or what they contributed on your behalf. The amount of benefit is not limited to the premiums specifically paid for that employee. So they may only pay, for example, $500 for you as an employee. You might be receiving $500,000 in benefit. The two are not related. This ensures that the necessary support is available regardless of the total contribution made on behalf of the individual. Insurance just all work the same. It's a way to manage risk. Everybody pull their money together, and when something happens, the injured person will get that money out. Let's take a look at this multiple choice questions from farhatlectures.com. How are workers' compensation insurance premium treated for tax purposes by employer? Think about it. Is it a necessary cost to do business? If the answer is yes, it's a necessary and ordinary, it is. It's insurance, then it's deductible. So what is a non-deductible? No, it is deductible. As an ordinary business expense, yes. Deductible by the employer, yes. As a credit toward employee tax, it's not a credit. As a personal expense, it's not personal expense at all. It's an ordinary business expense, ordinary and necessary for having employees. This is the correct choice. What you should do now, you want to go to Farhat Lectures, look at additional MCQs that include AI-CPA related questions. Questions that's going to help you prepare for the CPA exam. Invest in yourself. Good luck, study hard, and of course, stay safe so you don't have to use workers' compensation.